What a wonderful atmosphere in the Potteries this evening. Away to our right-hand side, we see the arrival of the visitors West Bromwich Albion, who are all in that dark-coloured strip with no stripes tonight, of course, against the traditional red and white stripes of Stoke City, with the white shorts and the white socks. And yes, there are some empty seats, but what an atmosphere inside the Bet365 this evening. Let's run you through those two teams in case you missed them about 10 minutes or so ago. Two changes tonight for Stoke. They welcome back their captain Joe Allen in place of Romain Sawyers, who can't play against his parent club, of course, and James Chester is back into the starting lineup in place of Leo Oostergaard. It means Davies is in goal. It's Wilmot, Suter and Chester the back three. Smith, Allen, Thompson and Timon across the midfield, with Powell and Vrancic providing the support to Jacob Brown. Powell, of course, the leading goal scorer so far this season, with 4 goals to his name in this championship. As for West Bromwich Albion, unchanged after that 4-0 victory over Cardiff. Johnson's the keeper. There's a 100th league start for Kyle Bartley in the heart of that defence, with Ajayi to his right, Townsend to his left, and then Furlong, Moat and Livermore and Reach. Livermore making his 150th league start today, and then Robinson is wide on the right, Carlin Grant on the left, 4 goals to his name this season, and Jordan Hugill will lead the line. And we've already talked about the strength on that West Bromwich Albion bench, with the likes of Phillips and Dean Garner available to come on and potentially have an impact on the game going forward. And then you look at the Stoke bench today, where they welcome back Stephen Fletcher, and they've got the likes of Sam Surridge and Tom Ince as well amongst their substitutes this evening. Tim Robinson is the man in charge. It's a fixture that was played on the first day of the Football League back in September 1888. There isn't a fixture that's got more heritage and more riding on it than this one, and West Bromwich Albion have been victorious on their last 2 visits here in the Championship. How's it going to go tonight? A former Stoke man, as well as Wolves and many others, is alongside me, Chris Wellerman.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting affair. You know, both teams have that kind of brand of football, nice on the eye, but they have to go out there and earn that right to play. You know, I think there's going to be battles all over the pitch, but it's so important to start well. You know, if you don't, you find yourself wanting, don't you? You find yourself behind, you find yourself a mountain to climb. So go out, win that first tackle, go win that first header, you know, make your presence felt. But you know, in the same time, you've got to be composed, you've got to get the ball down and play the way that you want to play. But it's not going to be easy. It's going to be one of those, you have to kind of win that individual battle, but collectively go out there and impose your team philosophy on the opposition.
I have to say, it's very tempting to sing along with Delilah, isn't it? But I've refrained. I did refrain.
Good job.
Away to our left-hand side, we see the lights of the city of Stoke are bright this evening. Will Stoke City shine bright, unbeaten at home in 7 games this season? As we've already heard this evening, the Baggies are on their best start to a championship campaign ever. 10 games unbeaten. Will something give? You'll find out in the next 90 minutes or so, right here on TalkSport 2. We're about to get underway as the players take the knee, of course, together against discrimination in the EFL. And what a wonderful response as every single player takes the knee down below us here at the Bet365. Stoke are going to be kicking from left to right in this opening 45 minutes. It's West Bromwich Albion that are going to get us underway. And what an atmosphere there is in here tonight. Nothing like football under the lights. And we're off and running. And immediately Johnson playing the ball out wide to this left-hand side, where it's picked up by Townsend, who tries to find Adam Reach, but he's just run out of it very quickly, and Joe Allen has his first touch. Back from that toe injury, just feeds the ball through towards Thompson in the middle of the park. Punching challenge, though, from Jake Livermore. The referee says play on, and that's going to escape on that far side, the left for Stoke City. And it's picked up by Furlong, and he goes all the way back to Johnston.
Well, what I've got to say, the start from Stoke City was outstanding. You know, Brown chasing it, forcing the one possession. Joe Allen, a little bit of trickery, plays the ball to Jordan Thompson there, and I've got to say, takes a touch. Livermore absolutely clean challenge, gets the ball, but leaves one on him as well. That's what this game needs. Comes alive straight away.
There's a real rivalry between these two clubs, as we said. We all know that, you know, West Bromwich Albion's rivalry is with Wolves, but there's an immense dislike for that journey up the M6 to Stoke. And it's Stoke who are trying to get the better of the early exchanges here down this right-hand side. It's back in that heart of that back three with Harry Suter, of course, the Australian who was born in Scotland, signed from Dundee United. And he's been almost an ever-present. It's his 10th start of the campaign in the heart of that Stoke defence. There have been a few changes at the back due to suspensions and injuries, and I think Mike O'Neill just trying to find that right combination. They kept a lot of clean sheets last season, but only 4 so far this campaign.
No, well, again, you can't have it all your own way. I think if you want to try and play that attacking football, that you have to throw men forward. It does leave holes in behind, but you've got to make sure that there's a defensive responsibility as well, that when you are dominant with the ball, that you are creating chances when you're in attacking third. Teams are playing counter-attack football. I have to say there, again, Stoke are using the ball, keeping the ball well at the back there, but as soon as it went back to Adam Davies, the press from West Brom, it went direct, and Stoke made it stick in that kind of middle third from the long ball. That's important. They have to make sure they retain possession. If it's under the press, if they can play out, so be it, but if they can't and they go direct, they have to make sure that it sticks in that attacking third.
Just over 2.5 minutes on the clock on your home of the EFL, Talk Sport 2. It's Stoke City 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. Reach with the outside of his left foot, just helping that one on, and then Moat does the same. And now Robinson down this left-hand side with an opportunity to break here for West Bromwich Albion. He's got support from Carlin Grant. Robinson on the angle of the box, tries to bend one, and it wasn't too far over the top of the angle. It was a decent effort from Robinson. We were right behind it from the edge of the penalty area, and it's a first sight on goal for the visitors.
Well, that was an excellent attempt. Came from just a ball over the back from Moat. Robinson, fantastic first touch, takes it into the left channel. I've got to say, I think the defenders have got to be better there. Got to stop that, but he's took it inside to the point of the 18 yards box, and the goal was completely open. Got his shot away, but obviously wide and high.
Just a little too much on it. He scored in the opening 3 championship games of the season, but hasn't scored since. Now a chance here for West Brom to get through. It's Hugill at the edge of the penalty area, and James Chester with a last-ditch challenge. They actually had a man over on the far side as well. That was Robinson, and that could have been a calamity for Stoke.
Well, if Hugill had actually seen that Robinson was free and just kind of helped it on, just flicked it to the edge of the 18-yard box. Robinson's going in 1-on-1 on the goal of Davies there. But I've got to say, James Chester just stood strong, firm challenge, made sure it was contact, but Hugo's got to be a little bit more aware in that position, because it was definitely an overload 2-on-1 there.
Chester, of course, spent 1 season at West Bromwich Albion after a move from Hull for £8 million before they shipped him out to Aston Villa for £1 million on top of that, and picked him up there for 9 before he made his way here to Stoke.
But look at this. And this is if you look at Stoke straight away, they're at a 5. Now they have to be more expansive, so you've got to look at the likes of Wilmot, and you've got to look at the likes of Chester. They have to be expansive to push time and Smith on. They can't be in a 5 when Davies has got the ball.
But that is the press, isn't it, from West Bromwich Albion?
It doesn't matter the press. You still have to be expansive, and then you've got the likes of Smith and Timon, and with the quality of Davies from the ground, he can actually find the likes of Smith and Timon from the floor.
Grant swings one in towards the back post, and it's gathered comfortably this time by Adam Davies at that far post. It was worked well in this corner by a combination of Robinson, Reach and Carlin Grant.
They linked up very well, Reach and Carlin Grant. I have to say, Wilmot and Smith, make sure you stop that cross from coming in. To be fair, I thought Davies good hands when it came in. It was only, I think it was Robinson at the back end there, but again, stop that cross, nullify it, stop it right there.
Again, ball given away through to Robinson at the edge of the penalty area for West Bromwich Albion. He tries to combine with Hugill again. It comes out to Livermore, who lifts it out wide to this left-hand side. Clever ball, reach inside the box, just dribbles it across the 6-yard area. And the ponytailed Wilmot will put it behind, and it's the first corner of the game, and it's West Brom's down the left-hand side.
Well, fantastic play from Callum Robinson and Jordan Hugill there linking up. Hugill tried a little reverse, but it was defended well. But again, now it just comes on and just clips it, to Reach. Good first touch, and he fires it across. And like you say, Ben Wilmot had to be there. I think Davies it would have came out with the hands, but again, as a defender, unless you're told, you have to make sure you clear the danger.
Darnell Furlong is the man who will deliver the corner for West Brom. Heading up to the 6-minute mark on Talk Sport 2. Furlong with it down this left-hand side. Ajayi and Bartley are up there. It's to the back post, but it's gathered well under his own crossbar by Adam Davies. Played the last 2 games, 3rd consecutive start for the young Englishman.
Well, he's had 2 opportunities, fantastic hands, and that's what you want from your goalkeeper. That just builds confidence into the defenders in front of you. If your keeper can come out and say, you know what, I'm having a bit of that, but he's got to release his players. West Brom, they had 2 players in front of him, so he couldn't kick it, but he still had the opportunity to throw it either side. and release it and start a counter-attack.
Here's Robinson away down the right-hand side, gets to the byline, just about keeps possession. He's got support in the middle from Grant and also from Hugh Gilbert. He drills it across the 6-yard box, and it's gathered by Davies again. I was being a bit generous, he's 29, but that feels young to me still.
Fantastic goalkeeping as well, good hands there. Again, the cross coming in, Chester, can he get in the face of Robinson? All he had to do was move it a yard and then fired it across the face, but like you say, Adam Davies was out to it, alive to it, made sure he took it. Good 2 hands into the midriff.
0-0, nearly 7 minutes played on Talk Sport 2. It's Stoke just trying to get a foothold and play some football in this game, because at the moment it's all West Bromwich Albion. They'll get themselves a free kick on halfway though. The foul on Vrancic that time by Livermore goes penalised by the referee Tim Robinson, and opportunity here just to take a moment and gather themselves.
Yeah, well, you'll see that from Harry Sutter as well. From the ground, the big man, he's got a wide range of passing. That's a fantastic ball, as we're seeing now, to the right hand side too. Oh, he's got to take it on the chest, hasn't he? Tommy Smith scared he's going to get a boot in the face there.
Yeah, he was. Reach was across, and Smith saying that surely was a high foot, but the assistant on this near side not having a bar of it, and the opportunity has gone for the moment for Stoke City. They have a throw down this right hand side, midway inside the West Bromwich Albion half, and Smith is actually going to leave this for Wilmot, the former Huddersfield man. He'll collect it short. Wilmot then just tries to go down the line, but Reach intercepts on this near touch line, just trying to work his way through against Smith there. The ball's not gone out of play, it's actually sat on the line and is chipped forward then by the former Barnsley man Alex Mowat. It's all the way back to Davies in the goal away to our left hand side for Stoke City. It's now Robinson who has it 25 yards from goal, just tries to spin and put it to the feet of Carlan Grant, but it's well read at the back and Stoke can clear. And it's Kyle Bartley who casually just finds Johnston away to our right hand side in the West Bromwich Albion goal. Ball down the line that time from Ajayi. Claims it had gone out of play by some of the Stoke City supporters, but again the referee and the assistant on the far side show no emotion in that respect, and Stoke City have it again at the edge of their own penalty area. 8.5 minutes played at the Bet365. Stoke 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. 5th against 1st in the Championship. A huge game kicking off the Championship weekend.
Well, you look at this now and it's ridiculous. As soon as any of the Stoke defenders get the ball, the attacking goes into like a four attacking players go into that.
Oh, here's a chance. There's no offside flag here at the edge of the penalty area. Chance for Brownie. Oh, he's hit the post. Jacob Brown has hit the outside of the right-hand post of Sam Johnston's goal. The ball was slipped through. They were looking for an offside. It didn't come, and they're still on the attack here with the ball inside the penalty area. But Brown at the edge of the box with a wonderful opportunity. He was one-on-one with the keeper, and there's a drilled shot that just goes wide of the right-hand post from Vrancic this time. What a chance for Stoke to take the lead in this game.
Well, they're asking for offside here, aren't they? The West Brom players. I don't think he's offside. I think he timed it perfectly. Rate of pass was excellent. He goes in, and that's what Dan Windle was talking about earlier. Those chances have to be in the back of the net. I thought he'd done everything right. He composed. His body shape was right. He got past the keeper, and then you know what? I'm looking at the cut of the grass, and you know what? You're thinking, is it an arm that's offside there? But he's hit the post. Joe Allen comes on with a shot from the edge of the box. That just shows you a moment of quality. Played through the thirds, kept possession, and then the way to pass to put Brown through was excellent.
It was a wonderful pass. It was a wonderful opportunity that should have been taken by Jacob Brown, that's for sure. But it's certainly started to raise the roof here at the Bet365 again. A wonderful sign of support from the home fans. And just rattled a little bit here, West Brom. Grant's just tried to keep that in on this near touch line in front of the dugouts, but it's gone out of play, and there's a little spring in the step of the Stoke City players right now. Wilmot with a throw on halfway. 10 minutes gone, it's 0-0, but Stoke should be ahead for that opportunity for Jacob Brown. He was looking to add to his 2 championship goals already this season. Just maybe a little hesitation, maybe he had too much time to think as he hit the outside of the right-hand upright of Sam Johnston's goal. But certainly there was a desperation from the West Bromwich Albion defenders for it to be offside, but it's one of those that with the naked eye really hard to call.
It's a difficult one because, like I was saying, just as the break happened there, as soon as it...
Well, Livermore's lost out here. They're on the attack again once more. driving into the heart of that midfield with Powell, and now it's Vrancic at the edge of the penalty area, slips that one through. Brown's in there again. They put the arm up for offside once more, but the assistant not interested. Now a chance for Albion to break, maybe over halfway. It doesn't quite get there, but Robinson's away down the right hand side. Keeper's coming out here. He's going to have to deal with it at the edge of his own penalty area, and he does with his left foot. Hacks it into touch on that far side, and it's a throw to West Brom level with a penalty spot.
You know what, end to end, isn't it? You know, I think Adam Davies there, fantastic goalkeeping coming out, seen the danger. Callum Robinson has to go hell for leather. I don't know why he's put the brakes on there, put Adam Davies under as much pressure as possible. Anyway, they've got a full one in the attacking third, but like you say, it's good quality, you know, and they're mixing up. Both teams can play, both teams can go direct, and it's quality down the side and over and behind.
12 minutes in and the towel's out already. Darnell Furlong is being booed as he uses the towel on that far side to try and launch this throw in. It's such a potent weapon for West Bromwich Albion. This edge of the 6-yard box, it's Bartley who went up to try and win the initial flick on, didn't get there. Brown knocks it down into the path that time of Vrancic, who's charging forward, and Livermore has won the challenge, and he and Vrancic have clattered into each other at the edge of the centre circle, and he's actually given the free kick the way of West Bromwich Albion.
It was West Brom. Livermore's got at the ball first. Vrancic committed to the challenge. He honestly, he was never going to get there in time, but you know what, he thought, you know what, I'm going to give it everything, and he's actually went in on Livermore just stood strong, knew it was coming. Tell you what, and it's the referee's got that one spot on, but this game has got challenges, it's got all sorts.
That's a warning for Vrancic, isn't it? Don't try that again, mate.
Well, you can feel it now. He's thinking, why did I go for it?
I mean, he has literally clattered into Livermore and come off worse. I would make a reference to He-Man and Masters of the Universe, but probably it would go over most people's heads. But suffice to say, he bounced off him, similar to how they used to on that. Down this near side, here's Reach, giving it short to Carlin Grant. Edge of the penalty area, tries to work it through, but is dispossessed. And Stoke have got a bit of energy about them now with Thompson, who slips that away down the left-hand side. Chases on now on that far touchline. Timon back again, infield to Thompson. And the sting's just gone out of the attack, but they're all pressed inside West Bromwich Albion's half. It's Wilmot down the right-hand side, giving that one short into Powell. Looks to turn it around the corner to Smith, who's dispossessed by Reach. But the flag has then gone up for offside. It was fine when Reach had the ball, but the moment Smith interfered, the offside flag goes up. We've had 13 and a half pulsating minutes here, and it's still 0-0 on TalkSport.
Well, I'm going to have to see that one again. I hope they show that again, because Tommy Smith isn't even, he's definitely not in behind Adam Reach there. He actually then, the ball was a poor ball in behind, he's tried to go and press the ball. So I think the lineman might be struggling to keep up with the match himself there. He's wanting a little bit of respite there.
I think I need a respite already, and we're only 14 minutes in. It's a cracker so far. There's a Jai, he chips that one down that far side, but I mean, that's a ball into no man's land, and Jake Livermore's just saying, calm things down.
You know, there's an option to go in behind, but when you've got the likes of Livermore and Murwick shown, keep the ball, keep possession. That's what Larry and Ishmael's driving, saying to his players. That's what Michael O'Neill's saying to the players. You know what, if it's with quality and it's down the sides, it's in behind, I don't mind it, because you can have willing runners making those runs, but when it's on to play, I want you to play, be brave enough to play.
Hugill very busy chasing down that back pass to Davis, and then Adam Reach is pressed up right on Tommy Smith, and the ball goes out of play for what will be a goal kick away to our left-hand side for Stoke City. It remains 0-0 here. A reminder, we've got another live championship commentary for you tomorrow, and that's Coventry City, who are the only team who've taken more points at home in the championship than Stoke City. Stoke have got 13, Coventry have won all 5 so far, and they play Fulham tomorrow lunchtime. That game is live right here on TalkSport 2 from 12:30. Throw taken quickly here by Stoke at the edge of the penalty area. Here's Powell on the half turn to Vrancic. Lovely little flick by Vrancic. He finds Thompson, slips it in round the corner for Timon. Good save by Johnson. Comes out to the edge of his 6-yard box. Terrific block, but brilliant play by Stoke. And they've got themselves a corner, haven't they? Or has it been given as a throw? Well, it's gone as a throw, I think, right by the corner flag.
Talked about that bit of play, you know, Nick Powell, comfortable, receives it as a throw-in, turns it down, with his left foot, passes it to Vrancic, little flick to Thompson, and I've got to say, the way it passed in between the two centre-backs was outstanding for timing, and to be fair, it was a great save from Sam Johnson there, just came out, made himself big, and then got a hand to it as well. You think another massive chance for Stoke City.
There's Thompson getting it back towards halfway. Souttar's there, he's just tried to take that round and Robinson dispossesses him, and now Hugo with a chance, but across comes Ben Wilmot with a challenge and does it really well, and then gets Stoke away again over halfway, and that's a ball in round the back for Brown to try and get on the end of, but Johnson will clear first time. Robinson's going to chase after it, but it will reach Adam Davies inside the Stoke City penalty area.
Well, I have to say Sam Johnson, his positioning was outstanding there, because if he's on the 18-yard line even there, Brown's getting to that ball first. He was alive to it. The ball went in behind from time in there, and Brown was onto it. It was a great way to pass, but again, fantastic goalkeeping there.
Well, so far this game is living up to the expectation. 16 and a half minutes played. It is 0-0, but it's end-to-end stuff. It's like a basketball game. And here is picked up by Ajayi, but there's a foul there on Kyle Bartley that's been penalised by our referee Tim Robinson. That's going to be a free kick for West Bromwich Albion, just outside the edge of their own penalty area, away to our right-hand side.
Well, you've got to say again, it was fantastic refereeing. Tim Robinson there. It was an obvious foul on Bartley from Brown. A little push from the back, but because West Brom was still in possession, he allowed it to play on. But then when he's given the ball away, he's brought it back. So again, fantastic refereeing, allowing the game to flow, not stop-start all the time.
Thoughts of former Stoke City striker Chris Iwelumo, who's alongside us here at the Bet365. Throwing on the far side will be Stokes at the edge of their own penalty area. The intensity of this game, and I mean, when the crowd's up for it like they are, it just seems to drive the players on that extra 5%, doesn't it?
Well, at the minute, I think both sets of fans will be happy with what they're seeing. The teams are out there competitive, but with quality as well. So, you know, they're making the players are delivering, and the fans are making the noise.
There's Joe Allen, almost caught in possession, and that's a poor ball by Powell. He's given the possession away. He tried to find Tommy Smith out here on this right-hand side, but the pass was 7 or 8 yards behind Smith, and it's going to be a throw into West Brom.
What I will say to that, I don't mind where Tommy Smith is going, but I think Wilmot's got to come into that space when Tommy Smith's bombing on. Nick Powell, you know the ball's going to stick. You know, he slows the game down to his own pace. It was a great first time pass, but I think Wilmot's got to come onto that.
Reaches ball into the penalty area, is allowed to bounce by Chester on the far side, then it almost comes to Robinson. Carlin Grant at the edge of the 6-yard box, but Wilmot's there and the offside flag is up, and it'll be a free kick for Stoke City inside their own penalty area.
Well, again, it's Tommy Smith and I think it was Wilmot actually that came and seen the danger again. He's done it a couple of times. He was offside. Carlin Grant, you just need to stay on your toes there. You know, if it comes back in, then you can be alive to it. You know, obviously he was in an offside position, but you just got to make sure that you're on the move all the time in the 18-yard box.
Almost at the 19-minute mark of this first half. It's Stoke City 0, West Bromwich Albion 0, and there's a free kick for West Bromwich Albion. And again, the assistant on this side is having a chat with Michael O'Neill, who's quite frustrated. I think the offside flag went up again, and it will be a free kick for West Brom just inside their own half. That Coventry Fulham game tomorrow lunchtime, not the only game of course tomorrow. It is game day across the TalkSport network. We've got Manchester United against Everton as well, with Sam Matterface and the former Manchester City and West Ham winger Trevor Sinclair. That's live from 12:30 over on TalkSport as well. That's a lovely ball into the penalty area. Here's Darnell Furlong, gets blocked the first time, comes back to Robinson, shot is blocked, second attempt is blocked again, edge of the penalty area, Liverpool to Robinson again, and the volley from him is well saved by Adam Davies.
We're just talking about the James Chester, two blocks there. He's blocked it, he's fell to the floor, he's got up and blocked another. Callum Robinson, you know what, it's on target. The two shots are on target, but fantastic little bit of play. And that's a massive chance. Fantastic defending there from James Chester.
Well, the fact he got the third shot away and then eventually got it through to the keeper, persistent, almost paid off.
Yeah, again, Adam Davies alive to it, good hands as well. But Callum Davidson, when it came up the third shot, you're thinking, you know, he's just trying to make sure that he's getting enough contact in it. Good reaction from Robinson to kind of be alive to that third attempt.
Here's the free kick taken quickly. Robinson's nipped him again here, but the offside flag immediately goes up. It was a clever free kick, that one actually, this time taken by, I think it was Morat in the middle, just slipped it down the side of the defenders, but Robinson was offside.
Yeah, well, you don't mind it. It's one of those things, you know. I think get the hand on the ball and play it Now it has that range of passing, doesn't it? The weight of pass was excellent. Robinson, you know what, it was very, very tight if he was offside, because I thought he timed it well.
Looks a bit of a shoulder job probably. That's a long one over the top. Johnson comes to the edge of his penalty area, has to head it clear. Livermore helps it on the way. Both goalkeepers so far are alive to the dangers around the edge of that penalty area, and both have been outside to make absolutely crucial clearances in this game. 21 minutes played, it remains 0-0 on TalkSport 2 at the Bet365. In the air from Davies, headed back into the danger zone, this time towards Hugill. Helps it on to Robinson, who tries the first time, lay off back to Hugill. Intercepted by Allen though, who finds Powell. And now a chance for Thompson to spread play down that left-hand side for Josh Tymon, but this time Ajayi is alert to the danger. He gets the ball and he gets Tymon too, and he puts it into touch.
Yeah, he had to make the challenge, because I've got to say again, Jordan Thompson, his weight of pass there was outstanding, but great little play, link-up play between Joe Allen and Thompson in the middle of the pitch there, because I've got to say it was under a very good West Brom press there as well. Thompson got alive and time was off, wasn't it? Great pass in between the wing back and Ajayi, but Ajayi had to go and make that challenge.
Thompson's first start of the championship season was against Preston, kept his place tonight, and so far has been very impressive, and the offside flag is up again down this near side, midway inside the West Bromwich Albion half. Okay. I think it may have been Tymon on that far side, but it strayed on this occasion. Johnston takes that one early, over the top. Furlong's chasing after it, keeper comes out. Oh, Furlong tries to get round him, but again Davis has managed to block it at the edge of his penalty area. He has to hack it clear, which he does, over halfway. Ajayi's there, but now a chance for Stoke possibly, running through the middle towards Powell. It was a long looping ball that Johnston has read and puts into touch on that far side. It's Super League semi-final night tonight. St Helens are taking on Leeds. Let's get an update from Mark Wilson.
Yeah, halfway through the first half, St Helens 6, Leeds 0. Early try for the back-to-back champions. Regan Grace racing down the touchline to score. Coots added a penalty. Leeds haven't offered too much so far. Winner plays Catalans in the grand final next weekend.
More from Mark to come, and some cracking Super League playoff games this year. We'll keep you posted on that semi-final. We've had 23 minutes here at the Bet365, where it remains goalless. You missed none of the action. Throw taken on that far side by West Bromwich Albion, cleared by Johnson from the edge of his own penalty area. He finds the head that time of Livermore, but it's now picked up on halfway for Stoke City down this right-hand side by Powell. He wanted an early ball from Tommy Smith. It wasn't forthcoming. Back with Suter inside his own half. Now he finds Wilmot. Wilmot into the feet of Powell, who just tries to turn it around the corner towards Jacob Brown. Doesn't quite get there, and it's intercepted this time by Ajayi. And now the play again on this near side for another throw for Stoke City, right in front of the dugout, and it will be taken again by Ben Wilmot.
Well, Nick Powell just showing the quality, I think the movement there, and it was on. I think Tommy Smith, the outside of his right, can put it in behind. He's got the full half for Nick Powell. He got behind his man, but then of course Nick Powell then comes to feet, and he actually plays Brown in behind. Little unlucky, just comes off the heel of Brown, but again you can see that he's in the mood. He's always wanting to go on the ball. He's always an outlet, and that's what you want.
Here's Robinson on halfway. Now gets it out to Carlin Grant. Well, I mean, there's an interesting one. Stoke wanted the foul on halfway. Tim Robinson had let play go. Robinson had got the ball, advanced, played the pass, and then he pulled it back for a free kick.
Yeah, but it's a Stoke City free kick, so I think the referee's allowing it to play on to see if they get possession of the ball. If they don't, then he brings it back, and I think that's the game closed. The game closed.
I thought it was because he decided it wasn't and then changed his mind, but that's just a difference of opinion up here as well. I thought there was a bit of crowd pressure in that one, and there was a bit of moaning.
What was a free kick?
I think it was a free kick. I thought it was, but he looked like it said carry on. So free kick by Suter taken out to the far side, and it's over everyone's head and into touch for a throw to West Bromwich Albion level with the edge of their own penalty area. We've mentioned the games tomorrow between Man United and Everton, commentary in Fulham, which we've got live for you at 12:30. Don't forget Game Day over on TalkSport with Adrian Durham, Ray Parler, and some bloke called Chris Nwelemu. That's from 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. While here on TalkSport 2, we've got exclusive commentary of Wolves against Newcastle with Nigel Adderley and Perry Groves, and that's followed up over on TalkSport by Brighton against Arsenal with Ian Danter and Alvin Martin. Where are you off to tomorrow then?
Leeds Watford tomorrow.
Watford, one of your old clubs.
Last time Watford have just done a little post there, haven't they? Two goals, beat them 2-0 last time. played at Leeds.
Leeds against Watford is the one that Chris Welliver will be watching tomorrow afternoon over on Talk Sport for game day with Adrian Durham, of course, as we've got your Saturday covered. Don't need to go anywhere. All of your football action across the Premier League and the EFL across the Talk Sport network as ever. Here at the Bet365, we've had 26 minutes. It's Stoke City 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. Tommy Smith tries to deliver a good ball in early, which he does. It's just over the head that time of Vrancic, who had made his run inside the penalty area, and it goes out for a throw to West Brom on the far side.
Oh, fantastic bit of play there from Stoke City. Harry Souttar goes in, intercepts the pass, good first touch, takes it forward, and then, you know, the little cutting pass for Tommy Smith. But even better than that, Tommy Smith, ball in the box, in between the last defender and goalkeeper, just right to attack. Brown was just under it a little bit, but then that's when I'm expecting timing at that back end to make sure you go and win that and keep that one alive. Fantastic play from Stoke City there.
Well, Livermore has just punted that up in the air. I mean, we're at the Rugby League. That could well be an up and under for someone to try and chase there. It's picked up inside the centre circle, though, for Stoke City, but now a ball over the top from Alex Moat, and it's well read and collected by Wilmot, and it's all the way back to Davies away to our left-hand side in that Stoke City goal.
So you can see now that the West Brom intensity from that front three isn't quite the same, because Stoke City, they're getting on the ball, they're playing through it, they're playing out, so you've got to respect it a little bit, but get yourself going and then you press again. So at the minute, Stoke are using the ball very, very well.
Well, Reach has just played a little pass through there from out wide on this left-hand side into the penalty area, but Callum Robinson had given up the running. And it stopped at the edge of the box, and it's a goal kick for Stoke.
You know, I see that, and that's what I'm saying. You know, when your wide players are on the ball, you've got to make sure that and Callum Robinson always be on the front foot, always be on the move. I think Carlin Grant can go and support there as well, down this left-hand side.
Well, they've won the last two here, West Bromwich Albion. They've never won 3 in a row away at Stoke. That would be a first for them tonight. A long way to go for that to happen, though. 28 minutes almost on the clock. 0-0. Stoke with possession. Allen inside the centre circle. Back to Souttar, who's been cultured with that right foot most of the evening. That was just a little flip up in the air, which West Bromwich Albion have won and won well. Hugill out wide to that right-hand side finds Robinson. Level with the edge of the penalty area. He's cutting inside here on his left foot that just drills it into the box, but it's comfortably headed away by Harry Souttar again. Only out as far as Reach down this left-hand side. He swings the ball into the box. Doesn't beat the first man. Wilmot's on his knees and he gets the header away. And now Brown down this right-hand side with a chance to break. Dreadful first touch. Even worse second touch. And out for a throw.
That's a difficult one, you know, with the spin on the ball from Nick Powell there. Brown's just trying to take it in his stride, but it bounced up and came off his thigh, went to the side. It allowed Kyle Bartlett to put a little bit more pressure on him, and then he just couldn't get control of the ball. But like you say, West Brom, when they press together in numbers. They're very, very high, and that's where a little bit of quality Stoke City there, Nick Powell showed. It doesn't need to be a fantastic ball, but just in behind, when you've got willing runners like Brown, it's always going to cause problems.
Not quite as frantic as it was 10-15 minutes ago, is it? It's just settled down now into a more measured game, and not quite as end-to-end here as Bartley's having to go back, and he's volleyed that to Johnson, who just calmly lays it out wide to this left-hand side where Townsend's waiting for it, and it's helped on its way over halfway to the head of Souttar, who nods back to halfway once more. Now Reach has it wide on this left-hand side for West Bromwich Albion, looking to cut infield to Robinson, tries to slip it through to Carlin Grant, but it's read well by Wilmot. Brown's first touch isn't the best because he finds Ajayi on that right-hand side for West Bromwich Albion, and Ajayi now will stride forward. Furlong wide on the right. Gets the ball back infield to Livermore. And just a moment of composed possession here for West Bromwich Albion.
No, it is. Using the ball well. Did you see the look that Kyle Bartlett gave Sam Johnson there when he's tied it back to him? But I thought it was a great bit of skill as well under the pressure from Brown. Sam Johnson just wasn't taking any chances, was he?
Find me a goalkeeper would be that cool and that calm in those circumstances. They're very rare, I think. But these two certainly like to command their penalty areas, and they have been so far in the first 30 minutes of this game. It remains 0-0. Stoke have possession, 10 yards outside their own penalty area. Here is Ben Wilmot getting it forward. Now Brown is in a foot race here with Bartley. I think he's probably got the pace most times to get the better of him, but he doesn't quite on this occasion. And it's out as far as Robinson. Halfway he finds Ajayi and Furlong, and nice little triangles between them on that far side for West Bromwich Albion.
Well, I think you're really seeing Kyle Bartley, that first 5 yards is in the head, isn't it? You know, I think he's there before Brown. Brown's kind of reactive, although I think Brown wins that race. Kyle Bartley, again, good defender, picks up the right position, and like you say, makes that job easier for himself there. He has to be, because those legs aren't what they used to be.
They tried the long ball that time, West Brom. Furlong and pushed on, got the flick on, but it's away in a goal kick to Stoke City, away to our left-hand side. Won 6 of their 7 home games this season, have Stoke here. Incredibly impressive. 13 points, as we mentioned, in the Championship. Of course, they are through in the next round of the EFL Cup as well. They've got Brentford coming here at the end of the month in the last 16 of that competition. Pressure here on Furlong on that far side, does well to get it up to Robinson, and Robinson, I think without even looking, has been quite successful there. It wasn't the best of passes, and the ball over the top for Livermore to chase, but he's not really got that pace anymore, Jake Livermore, to chase that one down, and it's in the arms of Adam Davis away to our left hand side. Comfortable here for Stoke right now. Suter has it. Wilmot is to his right-hand side, ever present in the Championship this season as the 21-year-old Wilmot, picked up, of course, from Watford in June. He spent last season on loan at Swansea before making the trip this time here to the Potteries. Good play by Joe Allen inside that centre circle, just to keep possession under a bit of pressure that time for Stoke City. A welcome return for the Welsh international and the captain of this Stoke side tonight, but West Brom have possession. A little bit scrappy in play at the moment. No team is keeping the ball for any period of time, and just to prove the point, Ajayi lumps one over the top, which Robinson doesn't even bother chasing.
Yeah, you look at that there, I think it did get a little bit scrappy there, though. Livermore, Vancic, Allen giving the ball away, you know, and it was just one of them. It was because without the ball, both teams are making sure that they're pressing, they're going after it in numbers as well. They're forcing that error, but both teams have the quality to be better, and like you say, Ajayi there under no pressure whatsoever. He's just trying to kind of say, you know what, quality down the side, let's push Stoke back, and at the minute the quality's not been good enough from the big man.
33 minutes played, still 0-0 on Talk Sport 2 between Stoke City and West Bromwich Albion. You wonder how, with some of the early opportunities in this game. Good saves from Sam Johnson to deny Josh Tyman, and of course Jacob Brown hitting the outside of the post as well. And then Adam Davis was kept busy as well by Callum Robinson on a few occasions too. There's a foul there in the middle of the park, and it's going to be a free kick for Stoke, about 15 yards short of halfway. And they've taken it quickly once more into the feet of Nick Powell, always busy, always looking to make things happen for the home side. Michael O'Neill has retreated towards the dugout, probably for the first time in this first half. Here's Allen, swinging one over the top here for Tommy Smith, takes in his stride, and immediately the assistant puts his flag up about 7 or 8 yards outside the penalty area for offside.
Well, I seen Tommy Smith go, and I thought he went a little bit early, you know, but I still think it's tight. We're going to have another little look at this now. And you know what, yeah, the linesman's spot on, you know, he's about, what, a foot and a bit, so again, he doesn't have to go that early, there's so much room. And Allen, obviously, maybe he's trying to force the pass, make Allen make his mind up, but he's seen him straight away. Just make sure you hug the line, and you're looking right across. You shouldn't be offside from that wide area.
On the right hand side, Ajayi has it again, and just over halfway for West Bromwich Albion. Gives it short to Livermore, dinks the ball over. Furlong's continued his run inside the penalty area, takes it on his chest but gets too much on it, and it bounces out of play. And that's the problem when you've got those big muscly chests in it, the ball just bounces off and out of play. Not that I would know, of course.
To be fair, he wasn't far away there, and it was a great little ball. He took it in behind, and like you say, he has to put a little bit of distance, a little bit of pace on the ball, because he knows he's got the legs there to get in behind Chester. But the ball was always going to be a race that he was always going to lose there, as the ball was just getting further away from him there.
10 minutes to go to half time. It's 0-0 still. We'll get an update from the Super League semi-final. In fact, why don't we do that now? Let's go and find out what's happening between St Helens and Leeds with Mark Wilson.
Yeah, half an hour gone here, Adam. St Helens 14, the Leeds Rhinos nil, extending their lead. A couple of penalty goals from Lachlan Coote, and then James Roby making his record-breaking appearance. He's the third highest appearance maker in Super League now. He punched a try from close in. 14-0. Leeds have had Tom Briscoe sent to the semi for a high tackle. We've just seen Sione Matauti go to the bin for Saints. It's 12 against 12 at the minute. 10 to the break. Saints 14, Leeds nil.
Yeah, not Leeds night so far. 10 minutes to go here as well at the Bet365, where it remains 0-0. Stoke in possession inside the West Bromwich Albion half this time. Left-footed ball into the edge of the penalty area, looking for Brown and Powell, who'd advance, but could find neither. And an opportunity again for Thompson on that far side to win the ball back, which he does. Tries to find Timer, but the pass wasn't the best, and it's out for a throw on the far side to West Brom.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed. I think he's been excellent. You know, the way that he goes and harries, the way that he gets the ball, slows it down, the way that he's used the ball very well. So again, he'll be disappointed. That kind of loose one there to Timon, but again, Stoke playing out from the back. No matter how many bodies in front, they're getting comfortable on the ball, and there's always options. The likes of Thompson and Allen and Vrancic, they're kind of a little bit more advanced, but they're always options.
Took obviously West Bromwich Albion 2 attempts to get back to the Premier League last time they were relegated. I'll be hoping this time round. I mean, the squad has had some new additions and a few departures, of course, but some of the key components are not tremendously different to the side that was in the Premier League, with the likes of Dean Garner and Phillips on the bench tonight should they be required. They came on and were effective against Cardiff, even though they were pretty much in control of that game when the two sides met on Tuesday night. But they are amongst the substitutes for Valerian Ismail this evening. Stoke have it out wide on that left-hand side, midway inside their own half. Here's Vrancic, the former Norwich man, on the far side, just dinking a ball over the top. Brown's going to chase that one down. He's got Bartley across there looking after him, and Bartley puts it into touch. And out of play for what will be a throw to Stoke City, level with the edge of the West Bromwich Albion penalty area. Opportunity here with 8 minutes to play.
Another fantastic ball from Vrancic there down the side again. Willen Runner and Jacob Brown, always on the move, always asking that question. You know, he runs both channels all across that front because he gets the support from behind. But fantastic ball, and obviously wins the throw in the attacking third for Stoke City.
There's Joe Allen back to Wilmot. So he's going to go all the way back to Davies, who's 10-15 yards outside his penalty area here. Right-footed ball up to the edge of the West Bromwich Albion penalty area, where Townsend comes out and wins a comfortable header, and Wilmot miscontrols that as he brings that one down over his shoulder, and it's out for a throw-in on the near side for West Brom. It's Reach who's got it. Last time I saw Adam Reach in action, and in fact last time he scored, we were both there in that 5-0 thumping at Cardiff that day for Sheffield Wednesday, when they suddenly had a bit of hope of surviving in the Championship last season. He scored a couple of beauties that day. Free kick here though for another foul. Hugill, the player that's penalised, and he's getting a talking to this time from Tim Robbins.
Yeah, to be fair, it's one of those games, you know. Hugill, he's left one, and Thompson, he's came through the back of Allen. He's an absolute threat, pain coming through the backs of, like say, Wilmot as well. But he's a presence, you know. He's aggressive. He's a big unit, and he kind of throws his weight about. But that's expected of him.
Is he someone who's maybe disappointed a little? He only got 5 in 34 Championship appearances last season for Norwich.
It's difficult though, isn't it? Like you say, you know, they were so comfortable, weren't they, the way that they played. He probably should have got more game time. He was only getting opportunities, 15-20 minutes at the end of matches, and you have to take your chance. You know, he notched a couple of goals in those times, but like you say, it wasn't really the brand of football that they played, having that big target man, the outlet.
Had some moves around as well to West Ham, of course, Middlesbrough, Queen's Park Rangers. Oh, it's going to be an own goal! Oh, calamity for West Bromwich Albion, and Stoke City have the lead. Oh no, he's given the free kick, has he? Well, Callum Robinson's down. The ball is in the back of the net, and referee Tim Robinson, I think, has given the free kick instead here. They thought there was an own goal, but the referee has deemed there being a foul on Callum Robinson.
Yeah, well, I need to see that again, because I don't think there was much in it. For the fact, oh my God, what's he gave it for? Not unless Vrancic is left one. I'm looking at it again. Oh yeah, the referee's got it spot on. Just he's kicked through the back of Callum Robinson there, but Kyle Bartley didn't know that. Wow, no. What a let-off.
Well, you can hear the cries around the Bet365. Stoke thought they'd gone in front then from that own goal, and what a calamitous own goal it was too. I think it was actually Darnell Furlong that headed it beyond Sam Johnston, who was on the floor in a despairing dive to try and keep that cushioned header out, but it dribbled over the goal line. But at that point, as the celebrations began for Stoke City, Tim Robinson just blowing his whistle and giving the free kick for the foul on Callum Robinson. Right decision, not gone down well with the home crowd, obviously.
Yeah, but it is. You're looking at it now, and it's Mancic. Callum Robinson just gets in between, and he just takes him on the ankle. Looking at it from that angle, he does get the ball as well. It's the ball and Robinson at the exact same time. So that's and the referee's at the backside of that. But again, I think there is enough in it for it to be a free kick.
Well, we certainly had some drama in this game. It had quietened down a little bit prior to that moment there. 4 minutes to go to half-time on TalkSport 2. It remains Stoke City 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. But the key moments really have come at that end, and West Bromwich Albion will maybe go in at half-time feeling a little bit lucky to still be level.
No, definitely. I think if you look at the chances, Jacob Brown, timing, the goal that's been disallowed, Stoke have definitely had the best of it, but it's 0-0, and it's highly contested at the minute. So again, it's 5 minutes to go, couple minutes injury time. It's just about keep doing the right thing, make sure you're concentrated.
Here's Tommy Smith from inside his own penalty area down this right-hand side. It's going to be picked up by Reach with a little flick towards Carlin Grant, and West Brom will have the throw. Well, we've got just over 3 minutes remaining in this first half. And the ball into Grant. I think he tried to flick it towards Callum Robinson, but missed it completely. And it's going to be a goal kick away to our left-hand side. And again, you can hear the cries of Jeet Jeet ringing around the Bet365.
It was cheered by the West Brom fans. It's always a good little bit of banter among the fans.
Well, we did say it was going to be a feisty encounter, and it's been good entertainment as well. Sometimes the quality has drifted off, but with the intensity this game started, that's probably no great surprise. But here comes Josh Timon again down that left-hand side, plenty of support in the box. Powell's waiting at the edge of the penalty, outside of his right foot, didn't make a great connection, and it's comfortably collected by Sam Johnson.
Well, again, fantastic break timing, again relentless on that left-hand side. I think it's the right ball to Nick Powell. He's went with the outside of his right. I think with the quality that he's got, he could just come on to that and make sure he hits it with his left, doesn't break his stride, and see if he can work Sam Johnson there. But it was an easy one for the goalkeeper to take.
Well, the latest round of boos is because Sam Johnson is reluctant to take his kick from hand with Jacob Brown stood inside his penalty area. He's eventually got on with it, but only after a fair amount of barracking from the home support. We're into the final 2 minutes of a pulsating first half, which remains Stoke City 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. Here on TalkSport 2, your home of the EFL. It's a throw on that right-hand side, which Darnell Furlong is going to take about 15 yards inside the Stoke City half. The cheering's also coming because they are taking their time over some of these set pieces at the moment, West Bromwich Albion. Hugo's there in a battle with James Chester, who put an arm on his shoulder but was never really going to get possession of that ball, and it's gone out of play away to our left-hand side for what will be a goal kick to West Bromwich Albion. Matty Phillips is down warming up for West Brom, and in many ways I think that's no great surprise. I wouldn't be shocked to see him early in the second half for maybe Jordan Hugo.
Well, you think about it, I think Matty Phillips coming on, I think improves the team. We've got Dean Ganna sat on the bench as well, so again it's no surprise to me whatsoever. He's already got 3 goals in all competitions as well.
Well, Matty Phillips is one of those players, isn't he? He's only 30, and yet I feel like he's been with me most of my life because it was 10, 11 years ago that he was turning it out for Blackpool, of course, as they were on their venture into the Premier League as well, and he's done the rounds, of course, subsequently, but still only 30. He has got 3 goals. He came off the bench and scored against Cardiff in midweek, of course, so I really wouldn't be surprised if we saw him early on in this second half, because you question maybe the effectiveness of a couple of the front line of West Bromwich Albion in this opening 45 minutes.
Well, it's, as a manager, you've got to make those hard decisions as well. You know, they're still 0-0. You don't want to make that decision when you're 1-0 down and you can see the goal. Like you say, Stoke half had the better of it. So again, it wouldn't surprise me that you make an impact with a player that's going to go and harry and press and change it in your favour.
There are the boos, because Tim Robinson's decided 45 minutes and no more at the end of the first half here. Pulsating opening 45 minutes at a breakneck speed at times. Jacob Brown should have scored, went through one-on-one, but managed to hit the post. Timon brought a really good save out of Sam Johnson. Adam Davies has been busy at the other end to deny Callum Robinson, and the ball was in the back of the net for an own goal from Darnell Furlong, which would have been a classic own goal, to be fair, but the referee gave it a foul on Callum Robinson, meaning we go in at half-time without a goal. It's Stoke City 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. Unbeaten at home, Stoke City, unbeaten full stop, West Bromwich Albion. Will something give in this second 45 minutes? No changes at half-time. It's as you were as we look out from our perch up high in the main stand here at the Bet365. Adam Davies is in goal. We've got Ben Wilmot, Harry Souter and James Chester across the back for Stoke. Tommy Smith, Joe Allen, Jordan Thompson and Josh Timon across the middle, with Powell and Vrancic playing in behind Jacob Brown. As for West Bromwich Albion, it's Johnson in goal, Ajayi, Bartley, Townsend, the three at the back. Furlong, Marex, Livermore and Reach are the four across midfield, with Robinson and Grant either side of Jordan Hugill, who leads the line for West Bromwich Albion. We're underway, second attempt from referee Tim Robinson at the start of this second half, and it's going to be Stoke who are kicking from right to left in the second 45 minutes, and immediately possession is given away and Townsend can get it forward up towards Hugill. He's just beaten to it that time by the sheer force and presence of Harry Souter, right in the centre of those three at the back for Stoke City in red and white stripes, the white shorts and the white socks, as we so often see with Stoke City. Now is Carlin Grant, quiet first half from him, down that left-hand side, skips past the first challenge, level with the edge of the box, now towards what would be level with a 6-yard box, but he wins his side a throw, a couple of yards from the corner flag on that left-hand side, and that's probably the most we've seen from Carlin Grant all game.
Well, to be fair, it was excellent play as well, because he had Wilmot, Nick Powell and Tommy Smith as well up against him there, tried to get the cross in, wins a throw-in in the attacking third there, so he never really had much else to do there.
Reach gets a ball in this time, and it's cleared away by Wilmot before it can reach Callum Robinson inside the Stoke City penalty area. And just that's good pressure from Jacob Brown and support from Vrancic then. He put the pressure on Ajayi and won the ball off him in the end, but Ajayi just managed to muscle his way back in and feed it back to his goalkeeper Sam Johnson away to the left-hand side. Here's Powell, dispossessed in midfield by Reach that time. Chipped down the line by Townsend. Of course, O'Shea was one of the players who started in that back three for West Brom at the start of the campaign, but out injured for a fair period. Matt Clark is back tonight, of course, on loan from Brighton, having been at Derby last season. He's back from injury and on the bench, but sticking with that back three that played, of course, in that win against Cardiff earlier on this week. Brown goes down under the challenge of one of those back three, and it's Ajayi who commits the foul, and it's a free kick for Stoke on halfway. And rather sarcastically, Michael O'Neill is out on the half line and applauding the referee this time.
Yeah, but in fairness, I think you look at Jacob Brown there. He took a great first touch, and you've seen Ajayi. He said he's on the halfway line. I've got to get tight here. I've got to get as tight as I possibly can, because Brown can just put it in behind and go.
And now the break down the left here for Timon. And again, Darnell Furlong this time has to come across and put the ball into touch for a throw to Stoke City.
Tell you what, that was a nice little race there with Timon and Darnell Furlong there. It was like you say, there's energy on both flanks for both teams.
That ball swung across towards the edge of the penalty area. Tommy Smith almost had the chance to meet it first time, tried to control it, gets it caught under his feet, and West Brom can get it clear, but not too far, because here James Chester getting into the feet that time and turning around the corner by Jordan Thompson. Here's Timon on a charge here across the edge of the penalty area. Timon in towards Brown at the edge of the box, turns, having been fouled. The referee says play on and then gives the free kick right at the edge of the D, and a real opportunity here for Stoke City with this free kick.
Yeah, it was fantastic play from Timon there. He just kind of came inside. Ajayi's followed him all the way, and it's definitely a free kick. Just with that earlier chance as well, when Thompson's just lifted it, and it was really high, wasn't it? But Tommy Smith's coming onto it. He's just got to believe that he can take that on. He just thought, you know what, hit that start with a volley on the 18 yards, you don't know where it's going to go, but fantastic play from Simon on this left hand side. There was no option to put the cross in, so he drives inside.
It's a very sloppy foul, that, isn't it, from Ajayi. And the free kick is a wonderful opportunity here. Vrancic is there, and obviously Nick Powell too. Between the two of those, probably about 3 or 4 yards outside from the D, and it's just to the left as well. There's 4 in a West Bromwich Albion wall and Livermore too. Powell and Vrancic are over this free kick. Wonderful opportunity here for Stoke, and they're just moving forward, and Tim Robinson, the referee, just saying get back behind the line. They're definitely in front of the line now already, and he's just saying don't move.
It's a good distance, this. Get the ball up and down.
It's going to be Vrancic who's respotted the ball, so you assume he will be the one who hits it with his left foot. Oh! And he does, and is it cutted against the crossbar with a touch from Johnson? Well, no touch according to the referee. It's just going to be a goal kick, but that's a terrific effort on that occasion from Mario Vrancic.
No, fantastic. You've got to say, I think Sam Johnson he's moved across, but the power of the shot, I think it's already got in behind him there. A few challenges going in now.
It's Jake Livermore again here. I think the first card of the night is coming. Tim Robinson reaches into his pocket, and it's going to be the West Bromwich Albion captain who goes into the book, his 4th yellow card of the campaign. Obviously Stoke are missing Klukas tonight, who's already reached 5 bookings. We're about to see Livermore book 2, and well, Valerian Ismail is issuing instructions down below, so I think a West Bromwich Albion change is very much imminent in this instance. And it's going to be Matt Phillips who's warming up.
It's what you think about Livermore as well. Vrancic, it's a really sore challenge as well, and it's one of them. He's influential, isn't he? Vrancic, look at him now, he's hobbling, he feels that, he's got to make sure he can run that off. That's what these games are all about. Here he goes, Vrancic.
Here he does. He's trying to slip it through towards the edge of the penalty area. He's looking to try and find the feet of Powell again, and the free kick's been given.
That's when the referee's got to let their game play on, isn't it? It's been fired, Callum Grant's kept it alive, now it's went on, and so again, it's that inconsistency there. I've got to say, I think Tim Robinson's been fantastic this evening.
Out wide on this right hand side, it's Furlong halfway for West Brom, who haven't really got going at the start of this second half. 6 minutes played at the Bet365. It remains Stoke 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. Robinson does well, laying it off, but then Hugel's always giving 3 or 4 yards there to Suter, who just shepherds the ball out of play. What will be a throw-in down this left-hand side for Stoke City. We've got Diangana and Phillips both warming up at the moment for West Bromwich Albion, and Valerian Ismail just saying to Sam Johnston, calm down, take your time, no need to play the ball so quickly.
Well, as it's important, your goalkeepers, they come out, they can slow it down, speed it up as quickly as you want, but don't force the issue. If you're going to set off an attack, we're all for that, but if you're just giving the ball away that it's coming straight back, then again, I understand why Valerian Ismail is having that word with Sam Johnson.
22,703 in the Bet365 tonight here, live on TalkSport 2, where it remains goalless, but boy are they boisterous.
Well, I tell you what, it was supposed to be breaking all records this evening, so that is, I think it's 23,100 and something that is the record so far, the last 18 months.
And so there were a few empty seats. Long ball punted down that left-hand side, trying to find Adam Reach by Kyle Bartley. Doesn't get there, and Stoke pick it up. That's brilliant from Powell, out wide to this left-hand side, where he finds Simon, who's on a run, then slips the ball through to Brown, but the offside flags up immediately. And actually the tackle anyway from Connor Townsend was pretty decent, but the flag was already up.
Well, I've got to say, I think the positioning of Jacob Brown is outstanding. He's looking across the line, right, and I'm looking at it now, he's trying to hold up. If anything, he's take up the same spot, but just back up about a metre. He's got Ajayi in front of him, so go off Ajayi. You've already got in behind Kyle Bartley there. He's invited the pass, but he's about a yard offside, so he's just got to do the exact same movement, get away from Bartley, but make sure that he sees that Ajayi's in front of him and take the line off Ajayi there.
Phillips is getting stripped off to come on for West Bromwich Albion in what will be the first change of the game. Robinson down this right-hand side. Just can't control. He's not having a great night, Callum Robinson. That's poor control from him on this near touchline, and a play for a throw to Stoke City midway inside their own half. More EFL action for you from the Championship tomorrow lunchtime here on Talk Sport 2. Of course, we are your home of the EFL, and live and exclusive national radio commentary of Coventry against Fulham from the Coventry Building Society Arena. And that's 12:30 we are underway. On air from 12. Courtney Sweetman-Kirk will be alongside Joe Shannon for that one. At the same time over on Talk Sport, it's Manchester United against Everton from Old Trafford, with Sam Matterface and Trevor Sinclair, the former Manchester City and West Ham United and QPR winger, of course, will be guiding you through that game. That's followed up by Game Day in the afternoon with Adrian Durham. Ray Parlour is watching the game at Luton, and Chris Wellamy will be watching the game between Leeds and Watford as well. And then at 5:30, of course, we've got Brighton against Arsenal over on Talk Sport. Our final live commentary tomorrow. Ian Dancher and Alvin Martin will guide you through that one. And not forgetting, of course, at 3 o'clock here on Talk Sport 2, it's Wolves against Newcastle with Nigel Adderley and the former Arsenal winger Perry Groves. There's a foul in the middle of the park. No, referee says play on advantage. Brown gets a shot away from inside the box, but it was always a soft one and wide. There was another challenge inside the centre circle, this time on Jordan Thompson. I think it was the player that was fouled at the free kick, not given the referee wave play on, and played the advantage.
Yeah, well, and rightfully so. Again, fantastic referee, and I think it was a foul, but again it was advantage to Stoke City and Jacob Brown. It's basically a running race, and I think it was right to take the shot on when he did. He just couldn't get the accuracy or the power.
Jordan Hugill is the player that's coming off just over 9.5 minutes into the second half. Matt Phillips comes into the action, and I mean they worked on this in pre-season, Matt Phillips playing as a central striker, and that's the role he's got into for West Bromwich Albion.
Well, Dean Gannon as well.
Oh, he's getting ready to come on. Why would you not make them both at the same time?
I don't think he was ready. I think Matty Phillips had all his information, was ready, then Dean Gannon just basically has been called in, but like you say, Matty Phillips was all ready to go.
Here's a first touch for Matty Phillips on this right-hand side. Simon will get there first and just gets it forward to George Brown, but his header, he's looking to try and find Joe Allen, didn't quite make it. And it's possession for West Bromwich Albion on that left-hand side. 10.5 minutes gone here on Talk Sport 2. It
could be either Robinson or Grant, so what you're saying, before the board goes up?
I'm going to go for Robinson.
Although I'm going to have to go for Grant then.
There's another foul for Stoke City on that far side. Free kick, which Power will take. Takes it quickly, but I think he's saying we're going to have a substitution first. And you were right, and I was wrong. Carlin Grant is the player that's coming. I just thought with 3 goals in 2 games, you might just leave him out there because he's in that kind of form.
And you know what? And I think this is a game where you need that one bit of magic. You know what I mean? But you're bringing Dean Gannon on, that's going to, like you say, going to be supply. You know that Robinson's going to always ask that question, relentless. Carlin Grant doesn't give you that kind of work ethic, does he?
No, I mean, that's what you're going to get from Dean Gannon. What you're not going to get is goals, because he hasn't scored for
20, wrong again.
29 games.
A little bit.
29 games hasn't scored. Another change here as well, and we're going to see Sam Sturridge coming on to replace Jacob Brown.
Well, again, I like him a lot. He's a presence. You know, he makes the ball stick. His movement is outstanding. He's scored some fantastic goals as well. So with the right service, he's going to be another threat. What I will say, I don't think he's as relentless as Jacob Brown. Always on the move, always in behind. You know, he can run the channels, definitely.
Well, we've had 12 minutes in the second half. Feels like a little disruption in play while those changes have taken place. It remains goalless here on Talk Sport 2, your home of the EFL, where it's Stoke City 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. This would extend West Bromwich Albion's unbeaten record to 11 games, of course. I can tell you, not really one that West Brom fans probably want to hear, of the last 3 sides who have gone unbeaten in their first 10 Championship games, none of them got promoted, which is not a good sign. You can make a terrific start in the Championship, but it's how you finish that's important. And Sturridge has been brought down already and won his side a free kick, level with the edge of the 6-yard box on the right-hand side.
No, well, I think it's strong play from Sturridge there. You know, control the ball. He knows the challenge is coming. and just gets his foot in, and it's clever play because he's got nowhere else to go. Kyle Bartley's making a genuine attempt for the ball, but Surridge just puts his foot in between man and ball and invites that challenge. And you know what, it is a free kick. Clever striker play there.
And it's in a dangerous position here. It is right level with the edge of the 6-yard box. It's a couple of yards outside the penalty area on the right-hand side. There's a two-man wall for West Bromwich Albion. That's Callum Robinson and Grady Diangana. Everyone is hemmed inside the West Bromwich Albion half here. And the delivery of this free kick is going to be so crucial. And I think it's going to be Vrancic with his left foot who's thinking, well,
wouldn't you put it right on top of Sam Johnson, wouldn't you? Body's running across the front, but
there's 5 red and white striped shirts in there. In fact, he's gone for goal, and Johnson has to punch it away from the near post where he put it under him. He's put it right on his nostrils, and they've got it again here, and it's delivered in by Thompson, and Johnson will gather that at the edge of the 6-yard box.
Yeah, again, you know, you think about the cross from Thompson, it was always a difficult one, but like you say, Sam Johnson, he is dominant, isn't it? Comes straight into the hands here, but I don't mind Vrancic taking that one on, because all it takes is a little nick, a body running across a defensive header, and it takes it out of the path of Sam Johnson there. But good punch away. Just the quality of Thompson's cross wasn't quite at it.
139th league start tonight for Sam Johnson. It's a number that's accumulated very quickly since he joined, of course, from Manchester United. He's in that England squad as well, that will be gathering up at the end of this weekend. Stoke battling hard for it there. Powell goes down, referee waits, now he gives the free kick. Stoke have got possession, but he was allowing to see if there was an advantage on this occasion.
It's good refereeing, isn't it? You can actually see what he's doing with his movement. Nick Powell's taken down. There is advantage because Stoke still have possession of the ball, but then they're running back to their own goal, so the referee brings it back. Whereas if it's just trying to think who it would have been, it wasn't Vrancic, Thompson. So if it's Thompson there who can pass the ball forward and it creates another angle of attack, that's good. That's advantage then, isn't it?
It was Livermore with a challenge again. We've had an hour of play here. In the second half, West Bromwich Albion have not really got out of their own half. Stoke have had it all in these 15 minutes, but still no goal to show for it. Another free kick though, this time probably about 2 or 3 yards to the right of where the last one was, and about 2 or 3 yards further back.
I don't even think Nick Powell can say anything with it, how well Vrancic hit the last one, but
well, here goes Vrancic with his left foot, surely. Powell is stood there, but he's not prepping himself. There's a false run, and Powell does hit it, and he puts it over the top of the crossbar, and we will head off to find out what's happening in that Super League semi-final between St Helens and Leeds. Last time we were with Mark Wilson, St Helens were in charge.
Yeah, and they are. You joined us at a great moment, Adam, because St Helens have just got the first points of the second half, leading 14-4 at the break. Leeds again down to 12. James Donaldson put in the sin bin and have been made to pay as Mark Percival, England international, has crashed over in the corner. The back-to-back Super League champions are now half an hour away from a return to the grand final. They lead Leeds by 18 points to 4.
Catalan Dragons await them, of course, and that's the final you'll be able to hear right here on TalkSport 2 next weekend. Here's Robinson down the right-hand side, trying to drive forward, but the ball never really reached him, and instead he'll get a throw for West Brom about 20 yards out from goal down this right-hand side. West Brom just haven't got going in the second half, have they?
No, they haven't. And like you say, I think it's just as important that kind of first 5-10 minutes. Stoke really kind of got the ball down, played, put the pressure on, and you have to fight your way to get into the match. So you have to go out and do those simple things well, competitive, those challenges, those headers, you know, the quality down the side. Just put the pressure on the opposition.
Furlong with a throw. He's launched that one to the edge of the 6-yard box. It's gone up in the air. It's going to come out towards Ajayi and Bartley. Furlong is there again just to keep it alive. He finds reach. Diangana is out on that left-hand side. Lovely ball round the corner for Diangana if he can get there, but he's probably 2 or 3 yards behind that ball from Adam Reach. Just a little overhit, and it will be a goal kick to Stoke away to our right-hand side.
Yeah, you know what, I think it's a difficult one there. There wasn't a lot of room for error from Adam Reach. He's basically the 18 yards when there's 2 defenders and Walnut and Suter there. So, you know, Diangana, give him it to his feet. Say, you know what, face up to your player, be direct, go take him on.
That's poor that from Simon. He's run that ball out of play on this near side to give West Brom another throw. Rory Delap, of course, down there on the bench for Stoke City as part of the coaching setup. He'll be looking at this throw from Furlong, thinking not as good as mine, mate.
Not as good as no chance. No chance. His was coming right in on top of the goal.
Furlong gets another chance though. Again, probably about 25, maybe 30 yards out. going to launch this one from this right-hand side. In goes the throw towards that penalty spot. Doesn't quite get that far. He was again looking for a Jai, and Reach hits a deflected shot, and that'll be a corner for West Bromwich Albion. It's going wide actually anyway, I think, from Reach, but it took a deflection, and first corner of the second half for West Brom from that far side, the left-hand side.
Well, like you say, it keeps the pressure on. You know, we know what Adam Reach, the goals that he can score, but to take it on from there, you know, there's no lack of confidence, is there? But like you say, it just keeps them in the attacking third, keeps the pressure on Stoke City, and like you say, from these moments, these dead balls, the physicality, you know, the way they go and challenge, the aggression, this is going to ask some questions here in the Stoke defence.
I was at the Hawthorns when they literally destroyed Luton in the first half with set pieces, because of their sheer physical presence. Here is the corner on that far side, the left-hand side. It's the likes of Ajayi and Bartley that are going to be the targets. Reach is going to deliver it on his left foot. Not the best of deliveries, it's just bounced across the edge of the penalty. When you've got that presence in there, surely you put it in first line and use it.
Of course you do. You know, the way this ball hasn't even moved, but he's shown no reaction to that whatsoever.
Here's Robinson, him and Diangana together on this right-hand side, but they're not going to gather possession there. It come out to Livermore at the edge of the centre circle. Looks at his options and slips a lovely ball through, just too much on it again, allowing Adam Davis to collect as Reach was charging in towards the edge of the penalty area on that far side. Out they come against Stoke. Surridge just lays that ball back nicely to Joe Allen, who's caught that time, and it's a foul against Nat Phillips, and it's going to be a free kick for Stoke City just inside the West Bromwich Albion half.
Well, it was a challenge that Matty Phillips had to make, because Allen was going to release Tommy Smith down this right-hand side, and like you say, Matty Phillips he's lucky not to get a yellow card there. I think Matty Phillips, because it was definitely going to be he had a lot of room for error, Joe Allen, in the past.
25 minutes remaining. 0-0 it remains on TalkSport 2. Stoke with a long ball forward, this time from Suter towards the edge of the penalty area. Vrancic just shied away there from going too close to Jake Livermore as he hooks the ball forward towards Matty Phillips. And Phillips just closes that one down, doesn't quite get there, and Stoke will play it out from the back. That's good work from Davis. He's given it to Chester, who's now under pressure from Livermore. He's all over him. Chester in the end goes back to Davis, who flicks that one up in the air. And it travels not quite to halfway, but Surrey just picked up the ball from a nice deflection. Powell then chested on to Joe Allen, who tries to just volley a pass out wide to the right-hand side. Powell's got it here, though, timing down this left-hand side. They want an offside. It's not given. Surrey! Good save by Johnson. Inside his 6-yard area. The West Bromwich Albion players were more worried about putting their arms up for an offside as Timon played it in, and Surridge doesn't quite make the best of contacts, and Johnson makes the save.
Well, it's a fantastic break, isn't it? Nick Powell driving forward, great way to pass to Timon. There's no offside there at all. Surridge is behind the ball, he'll be disappointed, knows exactly where the goal is. The ball's in front of him, his left foot's behind, he just tried to steer it goalwards, you know what, and it's not the best connection, and to be fair, Sam Johnson comfortable there. Any pace on that, it's in the back of the net. He's just not connected with it well, so that she knows that's another massive chance for Stoke City.
2 championship goals so far this season for Surridge. Could have added to it and got his third then, and probably should have done. Both he and Brown should have scored tonight for Stoke City, that's for sure. Here's Robinson with possession right by the corner flag. Back here to Diangana. It remains 0-0 in the final quarter of this game. And the attempted cross coming in that time from Diangana is blocked out, and it will be a throw right by the corner flag for West Bromwich Albion. And no surprise that Darnell Furlong is saying, "No, Grady, just wait. I'm coming. It's fine."
This is what I don't understand. From these areas, from Furlong, it's the long throw's coming in, but from corners they're taking it short and trying to do something different. Put it in there, go and stick your head on the ball. That's it. Simple as that, because that's how they've been punishing teams.
Here's the throw. This one's a flatter one for Furlong because it was closer. It's been picked on. Comes out to Livermore, who just pokes it wide. And Livermore with an opportunity from about 8 yards out, but he couldn't direct it goalwards. And it's just to the left-hand side of Adam Davis's post.
Again, it comes in, kept alive, and Livermore, I think his touch just kind of gets away from him on the side of his thigh, and he just tries to toe poke it. I'm trying to think, I think it's Thompson with with the clearance there. He tries to go in defensively and block it, but just puts Livermore off. But again, it's another chance, big chance there for West Brom.
Difference as well, you're 15 yards further forward and all of a sudden it's flatter, it's more direct, and it's really potent, isn't it?
Exactly, it's just keeping the pressure on, keeping the front foot, you know. So as I say, there at the minute, what's he stopped it for here?
He wants the throw to go further back. Not happy with where it was taken, Tim Robinson. 22 minutes remaining in this game here on TalkSport 2. It's Stoke City 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. And it's going to be a throw for Furlong. This one's not going in the box. He's going to look for options and movement as West Brom just starting to get things going in the second half, having been on the back foot for most of it and playing second fiddle to this Stoke City side. On halfway, header is won by Ajayi, not convincingly though. Allen finds Wilmot. Lovely little slip ball through to Joe Allen again. Allen on the charge towards the edge of the penalty area. Surridge is in there. Powell out to the right hand side. Tyman's coming. Takes it on his stride as Joe Allen inside the penalty area. The touch out. Tyman. Oh, it's blocked. And then Johnson tries to get there again. Is it a penalty? Yes, it is. Johnson with a foul on Surridge. Referee Tim Robinson points to the spot. It was terrific goalkeeping from Johnson in the first place, but then he's adjudged to have brought down Surridge, and the penalty's given by referee Tim Robinson.
Well, I've got to say it's a fantastic break. Joe Allen just fired it across. Sam Johnson, you know, he got hands onto it, and it came to Tyman. I'm thinking, what a save, what a block that is from Ajayi. Then it came to Sam Johnson. What's he doing with Surridge? Surridge was always going to get there first, to basically just usher it out. As soon as you go to floor, even though it's the knee, it's not even the challenging foot, you cannot go to ground because you're going to give the referee a decision to make, and there's contact on Surridge. It's a penalty kick, no matter how you want to look at it.
Yep, Johnson deliberately puts his arm out and blocks him from following up. I mean, he was following up the ball that was going away from goal, but that's not the point. Johnson blocked his path, and it's a penalty kick. And it's going to be Sam Surridge that's going to take this spot kick for Stoke City against Sam Johnston. And it's saved by Johnston with his feet. It was down the middle from Surridge. It lacked conviction, it lacked power, and Johnston's feet make the save, and it remains 0-0.
I tell you what, you know, the last game it was Manchester that took the ball off Surridge, and he misses the penalty. Trying to go down the middle, hasn't he? But Sam Johnson, oh, you know, it's not even down the middle. It's an easy height for a goalkeeper. He's got enough power on it, but like you say, it's one of them. It's a massive opportunity.
It may actually have been his hand rather than his feet. They were both up in the air at the time, but looking at the replay, it could have been the outstretched arm.
It was arm, yeah.
It was comfortable save though, wasn't it?
Comfortable save, nice height for a goalkeeper there.
Well, how many opportunities do Stoke City want to miss here? No wonder Michael O'Neill is just looking on in disbelief at the edge of his technical area. We've got just over 19 minutes remaining here on TalkSport 2. It remains 0-0, and I've got no idea how, and I may well drive away from here tonight if it's still 0-0, shaking my head all the way back down the M6, because I don't quite understand it. But it's been a cracking game as 0-0s go. Here's a chance for Phillips maybe to bring it forward now for West Brom, deep inside Stoke City territory. Robinson slips from round the corner for Diangana. No offside play. Diangana at the byline. Has it been run out of play? It has been run out of play for a corner down this right hand side.
Again, it's fantastic play, fantastic run there from Diangana in behind. He's trying to keep it alive, but I think it's Chesterfield already went to forward and tried to keep it alive, but the ball was out for a corner kick. But it just shows you, in your moments when you're on top, you've got to make sure you capitalise and you take your chances, you put them away. Because if anything, West Brom are just going to grow into this match. You can see the confidence, they use the ball a little bit better, they're keeping the pressure on, keeping Stoke in this in their defensive third. So this is when you've got to communicate, you've got to be organised, you've got to be switched on.
They're taking another short corner. They are, but they're going to look to reach to swing it in, which he has towards the edge of that 6-yard box. It's out as far as Alex Murrah, who's trying to repeat what he did against Cardiff the other night. I don't think he'll do that too often. That was special, and that one, well, it's special in a different way. It's gone flying into the crowd. It's that hole.
Well, he definitely has it in his artillery, doesn't he? Alex Murrah, fantastic.
He's got a wonderful peg on him. Fulham are in action, of course. Fellow promotion chasers tomorrow lunchtime against Coventry. Also up there. I mean, that defeat against Luton, I don't think any of us saw that coming in midweek. But they're back at home where they've won 5 out of 5. Coventry against Fulham tomorrow lunchtime on your home of the EFL, right here on TalkSport 2. Joe Shannon and Courtney Sweetman-Kirk will guide you through that one tomorrow lunchtime. Just one of a feast of football we've got for you across the TalkSport network tomorrow. Matt Phillips getting a little frustrated there with Jordan Thompson. And the referee, as they tried to take that free kick quickly, is going to pull them back and make them take it from the right spot, which is about 2 yards away from where they were going to take it.
Yeah, but rightfully so. You know, I think it's one of them. I think.
Oh, hey up. Are you telling me when you had a free kick you never took a couple of extra yards?
Of course you do, but it's like you say, if the referee sees it, he's got every right to kind of bring it back, especially when it's as heated as what it is. So again, the referee's taking his moment to slow it down, to calm everyone down, have that communication with it. But this is what it's all about. It's a proper rivalry here.
I was pressed into duty as an emergency referee on Sunday morning in Sunday League. I'll tell you, I didn't give anything that was mildly controversial. Anything that was 50-50, I just let him carry on. I wasn't getting involved in any of that nonsense. Oh, is he handballed outside the box? Yes, he has. He's handled it outside the area, has he? Yes, he has, right at the edge of the box. Oh, this is trouble now for Adam Davis. Grady Diangana was across there. He's gathered the ball and he's been given a card. He's being called over. Adam Davis could be in a bit of trouble here.
Yellow card, as you see it, you can see it.
You've got better eyesight than me. That's a yellow card.
It's not intentional. He's come out. He's tried to claim it. I'm looking to see how tight it is on it.
West Brom fans aren't. He's way outside.
What's he doing? He's about a metre. I tell you what, he's lucky to get a yellow there, isn't he?
Well, that's why I was thinking. I mean, he's carrying it about 1.5 yards, 2 yards outside the box.
I think he just missed
actually caught the ball. And when the West Brom fans in the end away to our right, they're not happy. They think that was a red card. Well, I'm sure actually at the end of the game Dan will disagree with you and think that was a red card.
He'll say it shouldn't have been a card at all, not a free kick.
Stephen Fletcher's getting ready to come on for Stoke. Here's the free kick for West Bromwich Albion. It's level with the edge of the 6-yard box. What drama tonight on TalkSport 2, and it's still 0-0. 15 minutes remaining. Here's the delivery coming from Moats. There's 2 in the wall. Right at the edge of the box. Swings that one over and it's just evaded everyone. But there's a foul inside the penalty area on Thompson, and it's going to be a free kick for Stoke City. And here comes Stephen Fletcher. Anyone would think they could have gone with a goal scorer earlier in this game.
I tell you what, I think he would have been on the penalty as well, wouldn't he? But like you say, bravery to Sonic stepping up and wanting it. So Vanchuk's coming off. You know what you're going to get with Stephen Fletcher. He's link-up plays. He's an aerial threat as well. But he'll just make it tick over. That relationship with Sonic, it's going to be. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
So with Fletcher coming on, are we going to say a slight change in shape here?
Yeah, well, they'll play up as a 2, but like you say, I think this game is, Michael O'Neill see this game as one that he can go on and win. You know, he won't be happy with a point with the chance that's been created this evening.
The thoughts of the former Stoke, Wolves and many other clubs striker Chris Iwelumo, former Scotland international. Of course, you're on Scotland this week, aren't you, as well? As it's played out on the back by Stoke. Is Scotland action this week for you on TalkSport 2?
Yes, Faroe Islands away. I'll be able to watch the Israel game at Hampden like a fan, the same as every other.
We've got plenty of international football for you throughout the week, of course, across the TalkSport network. Tell you about some of that later. A reminder, tomorrow we've got Manchester United against Everton at 12:30. We've got Coventry against Fulham here on TalkSport 2. That's followed up, of course, by Game Day Live with Adrian Durham with Ray Parlour. And here's a chance for Fletcher inside the box. And he goes down, but the challenge was a good one that time from Ajayi. It's going to be a corner for Stoke City on that far side. Fletcher having an immediate impact in the game.
Again, just alive to it. Ajayi is switched off. Fletcher's got in behind him, got the ball first, driving towards goal, but just couldn't get away from Ajayi there. You know, there wasn't really time to get a shot on, but Ajayi just switched off, and you can't switch off when Stephen Fletcher's alive to it like that.
13 minutes remaining here. Still 0-0. Corner swung over, headed away by Ajayi from inside the 6-yard area. As far as Alan always just miscontrolled that. Moat is fouled, and it's going to be a free kick for West Bromwich Albion, 10 yards, maybe 15 yards outside their own penalty area. Yes, as I was saying, Game Day Live with Adrian tomorrow. Ray Parlour is watching Luton. Chris, the man alongside him, will be watching Leeds against Watford. At the same time, Wolves are playing Newcastle. That game's on TalkSport 2, and that's with Nigel Adderley and Perry Groves. And then at 5:30, Brighton against Arsenal over on TalkSport with Ian Danta and Alvin Martin. And then, of course, we are into an international break. Plenty of international football for you across the TalkSport network throughout the next week or so. England, of course, live. We've got Scotland too. Wales in action also. Into the final 12 minutes here. Still 0-0 at the Bet365 on TalkSport 2 between Stoke City and West Bromwich Albion. And it's going to be with Davies away to our right-hand side in the Stoke City goal. A couple of substitutions per team so far, of course. One of those subs, Sturridge, should I say, missing the penalty, saved by Sam Johnston. I think West Brom are getting ready to make another change. So it's launched forward. Fletcher gets the flick on towards Powell. Intercepted by Townsend, then through to Powell, edge of the penalty, lifts it over Sam Johnston and into the back of the net for Stoke City. And listen to the roar in the Bet365. It's a wonderful goal into the back of the net for Stoke City, and Sam Johnson could do nothing about it, and they finally made the breakthrough. Stoke lead by 1-0.
Well, just always in the move. Nick Powell, fantastic. 3 goals in his last 3 games, make it 4. Herbert that on the move, in behind. West Brom switched off again. Sam Johnson trying to come out, trying to affect it. But like you say, it's just a great ball in behind, great run, and the finish, unbelievable. I think it actually bounced behind the line as well. It was fantastic strike from Nick Powell, great bit of quality. Great a pass over Sam Johnson, right on the line it bounced. Fantastic finish from Nick Powell.
It's a brilliant finish for Nick Powell, and what a time for listeners to TalkSport to join us. A game in which Stoke City have had a penalty saved. They've had a goal, an own goal was disallowed against them in the first half as well. They've had umpteen opportunities to win this game, and finally, with 11 minutes remaining, Nick Powell has given them the lead. Chris Iwelumo.
No, you know what, it's been quality. They have had the better chances. You just thought it wasn't going to be their night. West Brom had come into the match. You've seen the confidence grow, pushing Stoke City back, but like you say, West Brom are in good possession of the ball. They give it away slippily there, not switched on. Nick Powell asked that question in behind, great bit of quality in the ball, but the finish was outstanding. Sam Johnson tries to come out, try and affect it, nowhere near at the minute. So are we going to see a reaction from West Brom? Because they have to. They'll be nowhere near from the first whistle this evening.
I was going to say, the leaders in the Championship just have not been at the races throughout this game, have they?
It's a big game. It's a big game. So the fans are in. They've sold the away end. You expect a reaction, especially after the demolition of Cardiff. But they've not been at it, and I've got to say it's down to how well Stoke have been playing. They've got in the faces without the ball. They've been organised. The intensity's been there. They put the pressure on. They forced the error. The game's been end-to-end. It has been fantastic. But here we go again.
It may have been 0-0 for 80 minutes, but it's been an enthralling end-to-end encounter played in front of 22,000 vociferous fans at the Bet365. And with just under 10 minutes remaining, Stoke City lead West Bromwich Albion by 1-0. And possession is with Stoke on that far side. Wilmot gives it out wide to Smith, then back into the feet of Davis away to our right-hand side. And Stoke City finally getting that reward for being the better team on the night, and that unbeaten record of West Bromwich Albion's is very much on the line in the closing stages of this game. We've seen the introduction of Jason Malumbi as well into the fray for West Brom as they desperately try to get themselves on terms here. Here's Dean Garner down that left-hand side. They just not look potent going forward. It's Stoke who've done all the pressing, particularly in this second half. They really have been the better side by far. Here's Robinson towards the edge of the penalty area. Out wide on this right-hand side is Furlong. Going towards the edge of the box, trying to help it on with his left foot. Furlong swings it over towards the back post where Reach was coming in, but again nowhere near. Fletcher, as the target man, will hold that ball up. Just gives it away though, straight to Livermore. Down to Robinson, right hand side, inside the penalty area. Callum Robinson on his right foot, tries to get the shot away. Will get a second chance to lift it across, which he does, and it has to be hacked behind and out of play for what will be a corner down this right hand side. Tommy Smith, the player who got the clearance in.
Well, Stephen Fletcher gave it away. Cam Robinson in behind, he's driving into the 18-yard box, tries a little back to shot, it comes back to him, and I've got to say Tommy Smith, fantastic defending, seen the danger, went in there, snuffed it out, made sure he intercepted that and cleared the danger. But fantastic play from Callum Robinson, and then had the composure to just try and pass that one through into the 6-yard box, but Tommy Smith was there.
Now Adam Reach is the man that's going to deliver this corner down the right hand side for West Bromwich Albion. On his left foot, swings it in under the post, looking to try and find the charge that was being made by Kyle Bartley. It's out with Diangana again on that far side. Ball at feet for Grady Diangana. He's got the support coming down that left hand side from Townsend, but Townsend can't get there, and a chance maybe for Surridge to get forward here. On that far side, they've just kept possession, worked it well there, Stoke, at the edge of the box. Looked like they had nowhere to go for a moment, but they've done it incredibly well. And now it will be picked up at the back again by Sam Johnston, who's finally been beaten tonight. The only other time was from the head of Darnell Furlong, and that was ruled out for a foul. Controversial. Header won by Chester. On halfway, here's Livermore. Little turn inside. Livermore just dinks it forward out to that left-hand side, but again, well defended. This time by Tommy Smith again, who gets it into the feet of Adam Davis.
Yeah, it's good from Stoke there, Tommy Smith. You know, that's what it's slowed down. You know, give it to Davies with the head as well, so he can take it in the hands. But at the minute, just working very hard to make sure that West Brom can't get anything out of this match. Reacting well.
Davis, the long ball forwards. Header won by Bartley. Bolumbi out wide to this right-hand side. Phillips just trying to get away, and there's going to be a foul there. Slightly late challenge. The outstretched boot of James Chester. That's going to be a free kick for West Brom. Just 10 yards inside the Stoke City half. Nick Powell, I think, has got a bit of cramp. He's down on halfway. He has run his socks off tonight, there's no doubt about that.
Just wants his little round of applause, doesn't he? Nah, he's been good. You know, I think we see about the goals that he brings, important goals as well, but it's the link-up play. You know, he gets the ball, always an outlet, always wants it, no matter how tightly he's getting marshalled, and he can always affect the game, you know. And I think he has been all over, and to be fair, worked very, very hard without the ball as well.
It's the composure of the finish as well,
He just slows it, yeah, but he slows it down the game. He sees it all, he has a picture before he receives, he's got the ball in behind there, and he's made the player's mind up by running in behind. But then when the quality was on the ball, that's it. He knows if the keeper commits, and he did. It's a fantastic finish.
5th goal of the championship season for him. We are going to see the change. I think he is going to come off. And Nick Powell, I mean, it's not cramp actually, looks like it may be something a little more serious. And Alfie Dote is going to come on. And they're all standing up around, and it's no surprise. Palace man for the Stoke City side. Michael O'Neill with a big hug, and Alfie Dote is on. But they've got some defending to do here. Townsend's over the free kick. It's just inside the Stoke City half by 5 or 6 yards. Into the final 5 minutes then. Not the best of balls in, but it's been gathered at the edge of the box by Malumbi into Robinson. There's appeals for handball waved away by the referee. It was all very close as well. I don't think that was ever going to be given, as Townsend just keeps her alive. Johnson with the ball forward, and the run's been made down the middle by Diangana, who wouldn't have been offside, but he can't get that outstretched boot onto the end of the ball, and it's an opportunity now for Stoke to come forward down that right-hand side, which they do with Tommy Smith. Surridge is on the chase for it. Going to run out of play, is it? It does, and the goal kick is given for West Bromwich Albion. We've got 4 minutes remaining here. Stoke City 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. Plus, of course, time to be added on by referee Tim Robinson. Yeah, it was too close, really. He did strike the hand of City, but his arm's down by his side, and it's too close.
It's a natural position for the arm, isn't it, there?
Johnson with a clearance for West Brom. Desperate for a goal. 10 games unbeaten in the Championship this season. Looks like that record of 11. They've already broken a record, but 11 is going out the window here as Fletcher tries to go through in the eyes of the referee. He dived for that foul, didn't get it. Diangana is just dispossessed. And then Joe Allen's on a run. Surridge is there as well. Surridge is going to get to it this time. No offside flag. Surridge inside the penalty area. Still going, Surridge. He goes down, and I think the free kick's already been given for a little shove in the back of Connor Townsend.
Well, I thought that Surridge was offside there when he's got control of the ball. I'm waiting for the flag to go up. It didn't come. I've got to say it's a fantastic battle with Townsend and Surridge there. Both Townsend good defending, got in and then just invited it. He felt the contact went to floor. Surridge a little bit unlucky there, but fantastic from the two young players there.
Well, I have to say, when Nick Powell scored, I've not heard that kind of noise in a stadium for some time. It was, you really couldn't hear yourself think, let alone what you were saying. I think someone was trying to talk to me down my headphones. I had no clue what they were saying. Couldn't hear a sausage. They're a loud bunch here.
They've been missed massively.
Furlong down this right-hand side towards the byline. Wins his side a throw in a very dangerous position. Level with the edge of the 6-yard box. Just over 2 minutes remaining. Are we in for a grandstand finish for West Brom? A heartbreaking finish for Stoke City here on TalkSport 2. Furlong is going to launch this one.
This one, you want your goalkeeper to come out and claim it, be strong, take the pressure off the players in front.
It's more of a looper this time. He's looking for Livermore, and it has to be poked behind by James Chester. He found himself in the 6-yard box, ball at his feet, 2 West Brom shirts round him. Just poke it out for a corner. Poke it out.
It's one of them, straight from the throw. That ball goes in between both of James Chester's feet. It's in between his legs. You know, you think about it. He's got to move his feet there and just get rid of it.
Reach swings it in towards the back post. Diangana goes up to try and win it. Malumbi with a shot, and it's well over the top of the crossbar for West Bromwich Albion. By the time that ball comes back and they get round to taking the goal kick, I reckon we'll be into the final minute of this game.
No, I think so. You think there's another fantastic chance, you know, goes right into the mix. It's not really cleared the area, but Malumbu's coming on to that. Just make sure you hit the target, isn't it? You've got all the time. Just make sure you hit it with a bit of power, but accuracy is more important.
Wilmot's got a problem, and he's going to get some treatment inside the penalty area, so I think we're going to have a fair bit of added time here. On the big screen, they're just continually on a loop, I think, showing Nick Powell's goal over and over again. Certainly, it's the goal that separates these two sides as things stand. Of course, Stoke starting the night in 5th, West Bromwich Albion leading the way in 1st. They'll close up to within a point. And this will be West Brom's first league defeat of the campaign. A reminder, Fulham, of course, another side flying high at the top of the championship, now in action tomorrow lunchtime right here on TalkSport 2, your home of the EFL, against Coventry at the Coventry Building Society Arena. That's a 12:30 kickoff. We're on air from 12 o'clock, and we're going to have 5 minutes of added time here, which are just getting underway as Wilmot is continuing to receive some treatment. I'll tell you about the rest of the football we've got for you across the network tomorrow. Also Manchester United against Everton. That's live and exclusive on Game Day on TalkSport from 12:30. At 2:30 we go around the grounds on Game Day with Adrian Durham. Ray Parlour and Chris Iwelumo will be alongside him for those games. Of course, Ray Parlour, the former Arsenal man, Chris Iwelumo, former Stoke City man, tonight will badge him down as we're here watching Stoke against West Bromwich Albion. At 3 o'clock on TalkSport 2 it's Wolves against Newcastle, and at 5:30 Brighton against Arsenal's on TalkSport as well. Live football for you throughout the day. Tomorrow there's Rugby League going on tonight, the Super League semi-final. It looked like it was St Helens who were going to the grand final, Mark Wilson.
It is indeed. They lead Leeds by 30 points, so they're inside the final 6 minutes here. Tries in the second half, Percival with a double, and Kevin Nagama means it'll be Super League's top 2 at Old Trafford in the grand final. It will be Saints against Catalans. Saints lead Leeds here by 30 points to 8.
And it will be live on TalkSport 2 for you next weekend. We've had a minute of the time added on. Wilmot's okay to continue. And West Bromwich Albion have a throw, level with the edge of their own penalty area on that far side. And it's going to be taken by Townsend, who tries to get it forward and gain them some territorial advantage here. But it's just volleyed back into that corner by Stoke City. And again, it will be another throw. This time it's going to be left for Adam Reach to see if he can maybe advance them a little further. They don't need to be there right now. They need to be further up the field as they try and protect this unbeaten start to the season. Going to go to the arms of Sam Johnson at the edge of his penalty area, and he will launch it forward. He's looking for Furlong to win the header on this side, but it's an unchallenged header and a comfortable win for James Chester. And here's Ajayi on this near side. He's got two around him, and it's going to be a throw-in for West Bromwich Albion. And it's going to be left for Furlong, although I think Sam Johnson's quite frustrated because he was saying, why don't you just give it to me and I can launch it forward?
Well, that's what I thought he should have done. And Ajayi, they're waiting for long. He's come all the back. Surely you give it to Sam Johnson and then just get up. I'm surprised they haven't sent a few of the Ajayi and Bartley up top just to try and keep it alive in the attacking third.
Well, it's going to be a throw-in for Stoke City this time, just inside the West Bromwich Albion half. We are midway through the 5 minutes that have been added by referee Tim Robinson. The noise in here is just unreal, it really is. Launched forward for West Bromwich Albion, but Surridge is there again to pick it up for Stoke City. But his cushion header just falls to Sam Johnson. Everyone piling forward for West Brom. Johnson's ball is deep inside the Stoke City half. Chester wins the initial header. Livermore wins it second time into the feet of Diangana. He's closed down and beaten to it that time by Joe Allen in the middle of the park. And there are limbs flying in everywhere in tackles here. Down the right hand side it's Robinson trying to go towards the byline. On his left foot then puts it down the line for Furlong. Just too much on it. It was a spinning ball that was always rotating out of play, and it will be a goal kick to Davies away to our right hand side. I think Tim Robinson's just saying don't take too long over this.
No, you spot it. Some of the challenges going in, it's been outstanding. So competitive. Callum Robinson there, a little bit of trickery, but like far too much weight on the ball. Furlong coming round the outside, just couldn't keep it in. But like you say, there's still time. Just be switched on, be professional.
There's about another minute of added time to play. Long run forward from Davies. The flick on does come from Ajayi. Johnson comes to the edge of his box, lumps it forward. Chester's going to be there to win it first time and volleys it into touch. Furlong's eyes will light up. It's going to be a throw from this right hand side, about 20 yards out from goal. Into the final minute of added time. Stoke still leading here on TalkSport 2 by a goal to nil, courtesy of Nick Powell. And it's going to be Furlong to launch it. They've all gone inside the penalty area. Sam Johnson is in the centre circle. I think Furlong is asking for one of them to come a bit closer because he's a long way out with this throw. Angles his run up, launches it to the edge of the 6-yard box. Chester's there again, as he's been so many times tonight. And then the header is won by Townsend. And now the break is on. A chance maybe for Stoke to win it in style here. Doughty chips the ball across and straight into the arms of Johnson at the edge of his penalty area. And we're into the final 10 seconds of added time. And he's trying to get the ball. Oh, there's a bit of argy-bargy here. Surridge is stood there right in front of him, and he's going to get a yellow card. And I think Sam Johnson's going to get a yellow card too, as he pushed the ball into the throat in the end, I think, of Surridge. And all he's doing really here, Sam Johnson, is wasting his own time and West Bromwich Albion's time.
Yeah, but I just don't understand why what just happened. Surridge was right in his face, basically trying to barge into him when he had the ball in his hand. Sam Johnson wasn't having any of it, was he?
No, everyone has stayed forward, but there is another throw here now for West Bromwich Albion. We've had the 5 minutes of stoppage time. There was probably about a minute, though, with Ben Wilmot. So they may get one last chance here on the far side. Are we going to get some drama right at the conclusion of this game? Stoke leading by a goal to nil. Furlong is going to launch this one in. Everyone's forward except for Sam Johnson and Connor Townsend, who stands alone midway inside the Stoke half. This one's into the box towards Diangana. It comes out to Townsend, who tries to hit it. And as you can tell, there is the final whistle at the Bet365, and the roof is lifted off. The place is shaking, and Stoke City's unbeaten run at home continues. They have many attempts to finally do it, but it was Nick Powell, who else, with his 5th goal of the campaign, that managed to beat Sam Johnson in the end. After that had a penalty save and missed numerous chances. The leaders tonight just were not at the races. They've been outplayed, outmuscled and outthought at times by Stoke City. And they've closed the gap, Stoke, onto West Brom. They're just a point behind them now. And I think the people of the Potteries are just starting to believe they may be onto something special, and who knows, it could end in a return to the Premier League. They've done the business tonight against the league leaders. Their unbeaten start to the season comes crashing to an end at Stoke City. Stoke City 1, West Bromwich Albion 0.